Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, veteran leaders and my colleagues in politics, and his entire family, Mr. Jaypal Reddy, his children, and my dear friends. There's a lot to talk about Jaypal Reddy Garu. The more you want to talk about it, very less comes out normally. And that is, I think, the best way to pay homage to recollect a friend, a very dear friend, my philosopher and guide in politics, my senior with whom I learnt a lot about practical politics. He would always chide me saying that you're all theoreticians, Marxists, you don't know what is happening in the ground level politics. So you should learn, and I used to learn from him and keep explaining it to me. But essentially, his quintessential quality was that he was a perfect humanist. And we used to have long debates whether between I being an atheist and whether he was an atheist. He used to claim, I said, no, you're an agnostic, you're not an atheist. So big arguments on what is agnosticism, what is atheism. I said, anyway, whether we believe in religion or not, there's one religion I live my life by, which he said he also lived his life by, and that is humanism. And that is the religion with which he lived his entire life, upright, honest, an intellectual giant, witty, and his loss at this particular moment is indeed humongous. And the word humongous has a history. There are people in Parliament who thought this was an unparliamentary word. Some honourable members thought it was abuse. And finally the speaker said that he'll check up the dictionary and see if the word exists. And then he found that the word exists. And then of course Jaypal ji was let out. So humongous and Jaypal are associated with each other. And his loss is indeed humongous. And he was a perfect democrat. At many a time, even when he disagreed with somebody from his own party, even at the expense of being scoffed at by leaders of his own party, he would stand up and take his position on principle. And this I've seen in a number of occasions. As a student leader, I had first invited him to come and speak at JNU way back in 1977-78, in the height of the victory over emergency. After that, never met again for some time, but then for nearly 4 decades, we've been very, very close. In fact, when he wrote his 10 ideologies, he said, you're the first one to whom I'm sending you the manuscript, which I read. And I said, I don't think you're serious to ask for my comments, sir. Because I think I understand all ideologies, but then you know my position and your position. He said, that is not it, but tell me how it sounds like. But they said, I mean, he would do his research. He would do his research, and he was a person of complete personal impeccability, honest to the core, decent, and in all my interactions with him since particularly the decade of the 90s intensely, never once I've seen him lose his temper with me or with anybody else. I don't recall. We could laugh and joke at other people, but not ever showing any degree of anger. And as a minister, he had a sense of humor, very refined sense of humor. And as a minister, I would say, I said, sir, you're the urban development minister, some thing happened between the allocation of some land for our party and whatever it is. So I said, I went to him. He said, Sitaram, you come to the India's biggest landlord. I am the urban development minister. So I thought you gave up your landlordship and gave it to politics, Jaypal Garu. He said, no, now I'm presiding over, I'm on paper the biggest landlord in India. And then he would joke like this, but then again, man of principle. I remember once there was an official delegation to the UNESCO 60th anniversary, where the discussions were going on the WTO question of trade and services. Culture and education was sought to be brought under services to be traded. Jaypal Garu was the IMB minister. I remember calling from there, saying from Paris, through our ambassador, and talking to him, saying that, what is your government's position? I said, I am opposed to it. Neither education nor culture should be treated as a service. So he said, I don't know if you're opposed to it, then I'm also opposed to it. You please tell them that. But the government and the bureaucrats won't accept, so we have to wait for the nod. Manmohan Singh ji was the Prime Minister, I think, at that time, and then only when that nod came, and finally we could prevent it then. It's not been able to prevent it now, but that's over. But in any case, I think it's a very big personal loss to me. Personal loss to me because I don't think there was any occasion when either would hesitate to pick up the phone to discuss something which we felt was very, very important. And only thing I can say about him, my senior for more than 10 years, and I was just thinking that if he was in Parliament with what was happening in Kashmir, etc., he would have been the first one to have quoted Gurzar Apparao, a very famous Telugu poet, who said, Deshavante Mattikadoi, Deshavante Manushaloi. So he said Kashmir is an integral part of India, but not the Kashmiris. A country is not its mortar and bricks or land. A country is its people. People have to be supreme, and that was the humanism that was there. And I think finally he lived up to the dictum with only, as Shakespeare can put it, and only he could have. And Polonius's advice to his son, the entire advice is a set of quotations. But the last, he ends it by saying, and above all, be true to thine own self. Then it shall follow like the night the day. Thou shalt do no harm to no man. That was Jayapal Reddy Garu. My sincere homage and a deep sense of loss.